Hey, what's up, everybody? JK Points on Travel. And today I'm going to be talking about the BILT 2.0 experience, mostly specifically the BILT Palladium, since that's the card I went with. If you like content like this, points and travel content, you can like and subscribe, and I appreciate it. So, I got the BILT 2.0 experience Friday. The card came, and I was only able to activate it yesterday, which was kind of interesting. How they did it. And also, what was interesting is that even though I applied for the card about a week before yesterday, they only started tracking the bonus to the date when I activated it, which I appreciated. A lot of cards, they go from the date you apply, which is kind of makes no sense. You're kind of always in like a dead week unless you're able to overnight the card because you don't have the card and you can't even activate the card to spend on it. So I appreciate that right there is at least they are letting you get the bonus only when you can, or start to get the bonus when you actually have the card and the card activated. And the process is pretty easy. You just get the card and then you just tap it in the bill. You open the BILT app, tap the card to your phone, and it activated. And now you can set it up in Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, Google Pay, and just use the card as well. And I actually did go out yesterday and use it in Apple Pay, and it worked fine. They do have a little promotion, I guess, until the 10th, at least for people who got the card in the beginning, where you get 3 times points on all Apple Wallet or Google Wallet or Samsung Pay purchases, which I thought was pretty cool thing to do, I guess, for a little bit. Um, but I mostly wanted to talk about just BILT 2.0 in general. You know, a lot of people were talking about just the info dump that they received earlier. But now that the card is actually here, we can actually practically use it and apply it. It makes more sense to go through and talk about it. Like, for an example, the BILT Gold status. From my perspective, how people were talking about it in videos and how it was conveyed online, BILT Gold status was something you get immediately when you get the card and you activate it. Your BILT status change from whatever it is to gold, or if you're like blue or silver. But if you're platinum, obviously you wouldn't just go down. So, but what was interesting is you don't get BILT Gold, and I'm not exactly clear when you get it. I'm kind of assuming now you get BILT Gold status once you hit the sign up bonus offer, which was 4K spend in 3 months, which, okay, I guess it wasn't exactly clear, but some places, and I think even BILT, I'm not able to pull it up on the BILT website anymore, like the different descriptions. For some reason, it's not showing it to me. But at least Frequent Miler, they have the welcome offer as 50K BILT points, $300 BILT cash, and BILT Gold status. But they say after you hit the spend requirement, which is interesting because the $300 in BILT cash was actually automatically added into my account, along with the $200 BILT cash that you annually get if you have the BILT Palladium card. So I had $500 in BILT cash from the beginning to spend, and I've already used $50 of that BILT cash on to book a hotel stay. And that leads into another benefit the BILT Palladium has is $400 in BILT travel hotel credit. And it's kind of interesting how you don't get to use it on flights, it's only hotels. And you have to be staying for 2 nights at a minimum. And how that credit is broken out is January to June, you get $200. July to December, you get another $200. You also get Priority Pass, which is whatever, and then you get to use BILT Cash to waive your housing payment fees that BILT will charge, which is interesting. Also, BILT Palladium gives you 2x on everyday spend and 1x on housing specifically. And if you choose option B, you can get 4% BILT Cash, which I chose. It's just something that worked better for me. I didn't really, all the calculations that people were doing were confusing to me, and I just was like, you know what, BILT Cash, I'm going to be able to use this. I mean, I'm going to be able to use it to book travel, hotel stays and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, that works for me. But as it turns out, if you look at the BILT, you look at the BILT stay here, you see a lot of these featured different uses for BILT Cash, and it's mostly gated in terms of years. So, in terms of months. So it's kind of like weird. It's like you're almost buying your coupons, but you get to pick your coupons that you want to do. So you see here in the BILT Travel Portal Hotel Credit that I used, I booked $50 for the month of February, and I used that. So I can't use another $50 until March, which is totally fine with me. I'm not going to be able to use my $200 credit, my second half one, until July. So I'll use another 50 in July. Then you also have $25 that you can use in BILT Dining Partners, which don't know how that exactly works. To my knowledge, though, how you use BILT Dining, it's kind of like Rakuten Dining. You have to activate this certain restaurant or dining partner, and then you go there and you buy it. It's kind of not like, like Uber or DoorDash, where I can order directly through it. It seems like you have to go through the own dining partner's way of ordering stuff. You get the fitness class credit, which if you're going to use that, that's great for you. The $10, but it's like these are like high end fitness classes, like SoulCycle and stuff like that. So, $10 lift credit, which it's something, but it is kind of lame because it's like $10 in Lyft. There's less utility with that than Uber, because with the Uber credit, you can order groceries, you can get food, and you can take an Uber ride. Lyft, it's just Lyft ride, and not many people are using Lyft rides, and even then, a Lyft ride is going to be easily more than $10. So, but I mean, it's something good to have, and it's just like another option. You get the Walgreens credit, which great if you use Walgreens. I bet that's going to be a method a lot of people use. But again, it's $10 each month, so you can only use 120 of that. With here, I mean, I could see a lot of people going and, getting gift cards from Walgreens, not going and getting, like groceries and stuff like that, because Walgreens is going to be overinflated even for something like candy or milk or something like that. This is kind of interesting, though, the Priority Pass, third and fourth guest pass. I actually didn't know this was something you could have until I actually found this website. Found this landing page, and actually it's kind of weird. In the app, I haven't been able to find this, but in the website, the desktop version, it is infinitely more helpful in like seeing the BILT Palladium and its everyday uses. Then $10 in BILT collection credit. I don't think anyone is going to use that, but it's there. BILT home delivery. I think $5 credit is very lame, mostly because if you're going to order stuff, it's they're going to be overinflated in this home delivery thing, and $5 isn't going to really wipe away the overinflatedness type of thing. So I feel like this credit is kind of useless. But if you scroll up here, it's weird how they hide this part right here in this bonus place instead of featured, because this is the thing a lot of people have been talking about more with BILT 2.0 is the point accelerator, which is capped up at you can only earn 5K more, and the housing payment redemption. I think it's kind of interesting that this is hidden, because this is definitely, I could see a lot of people using their BILT Cash for this. Is, hey, I want to use BILT Cash to unlock my housing payment points. Cool. I want to use it to get a bigger bonus through JL or Hyatt or something like that. It's like, cool, you can use this. But it's weird that they kind of hide it. It's like kind of sketch how they do that. It's almost like they don't want you to use it or don't want people to know about it. But yeah, I used the card. It worked the 2 times I used it. I used it in the BILT Travel Portal, and then I used it Apple Pay, just going and buying like a drink. Worked fine. It seems like everything is coding kind of correctly. Now, what I was curious about is where am I going to make my payments? Because if you're in this points, trying to use points to get decreased travel expenses, you are going to need to be able to pay your card timely so it doesn't accrue interest and stuff like that. Otherwise, you're not going to be making, this entire game is not worth it. So for that, you actually just go in this BILT portal. It's not some separate thing where I have to go find cardless and deal with it there. No, it's in the BILT portal. You can set up auto pay. You can add your bank account so that, there's a payment method for the auto pay. And then you can see all the transactions and all the reward types in the BILT app, which I appreciate. And I think it makes sense because it's less friction. You don't have to download a separate cardless app. You're gonna download the BILT app that you already have, where it's like kind of like they're trying to go for like a super app type thing where it's like, hey, my neighborhood stuff is here, my paying my housing is here, paying my credit card is here, seeing all the points in one thing, it's kind of clear, which I think is just good design and UI aspect. It's less friction, less confusing. And so far, in my opinion, I think the rollout has been, you know, kind of confusing. It started in the beginning, but they listened to people or showed that they listened to people and tried to adjust. And honestly, I think like what's here is definitely like going to be interesting. Like I think a lot of people are going to have to play with it more. It's only been a day for at least me and my. In all honesty, I think everyone else is the same thing as it started on 2/7, which I think they picked like kind of a weird date in general because everybody's housing payment kind of needs to be done on the first. So it's like you can't use the housing payment until March, which is a bit of a weird choice. But I think it's honestly, if you think about it from a good perspective, it actually makes sense to not be like, hey, let's roll out this card on the first and then go through bugs here. It's like, no, let's give like 20 days to where we can try to like remove any bugs that might happen, um, which is a good thing. I mean, I think honestly, the BILT Palladium, it's a good value if you're looking for a catch-all thing, a catch-all card. A lot of people have been talking about it's a good replacement for the Capital One Venture X. I don't, in my travel, in my use cases, the Venture X is still a very good card. That's probably a separate video, but yeah, I mean, that was a BILT Palladium. Like I said, like and subscribe. Leave a comment if which BILT card you got, your opinions of BILT, and yeah, bye.